Hello, great guys. Welcome to your seventh Framework 7 tutorial. That's kind of redundant. Seventh Framework 7 tutorial. That rhymes. And in this tutorial, we'll build our first basic app layout. But then let's look at some redundant things we have in our HTML. First of all, when we initially had the PhoneGap page, we had this index.css. PhoneGap just wrote a little CSS as default just to color the page. That is why our PhoneGap page looks ash. It's a CSS in their file, so we can remove it. But first of all, let's look at what is in the CSS. We go to our page, sample-app7 www.css. So inside that CSS folder, look at it. Let's open it and see what's inside. It came with PhoneGap. As you can see, it's just a very small CSS. It's quite small. They just did the default stuff so that you can have a page at least. But we don't need it, do we? We don't, so we can disable it. We say go. We don't need it. Then our Framework 7 came with a file called myapp.css. The file is empty basically. Let's see what's inside. It's just, they did it for you, myapp.css. It's empty. In case you wanted to modify your Framework 7 CSS files, this is where you put your own personal customized CSS instructions. And we have to close this. Then there is another file called myapp.js that came with Framework 7. It's another empty JavaScript file in case you wanted to do your own customized JavaScript. And now this is the best time to tip this in. Framework 7 basically copied jQuery mobile, not jQuery mobile, the jQuery framework. So if you're using and modified it a little, so if you're already good with jQuery, then Framework 7 will work very well for you. If you're good with jQuery, or at least you know jQuery at all, jQuery DOM manipulation. The only difference between Framework 7, in jQuery, if we had a div like this, we have a div like this, and we wanted to manipulate this div in jQuery. What we'll do in our jQuery file is, if we wanted to select this div, what we'll do is something like this. We can say, hey, for all divs, and then do XYZ. In Framework 7, the only difference is to have a double $sign. So in jQuery, everywhere you see a single $sign, just add double $sign. That's what works in Framework 7, and all your JavaScript, all your jQuery instructions or code will be in this file called myapp.js. It's in your JS folder. If you go to www and check our JS folder, we have myapp.js. So the only thing you'll see there is that the app has been basically initialized. So we'll get to that point, but what you can observe here is that, hey, they basically initialized the app we're about to work on, and they have not done anything. Most of these things are commented out. Okay, that having been sorted out, now we've removed the index. We can expect our page not to be this ash again, should be just plain white. But then there is a reason I don't use the PhoneGap server. Remember, our PhoneGap server is running, as you can see. It's running, and that's why this is on. But there's a reason I don't use it. I don't like it. I really prefer using the WAMP server. That is why I taught you how to download it in the first tutorial. So just make sure, if you want to run your PhoneGap app with or Framework 7 app with your WAMP server, you have to copy it to your www folder in WAMP. So I'll basically move mine. I'll go and make sure my WAMP server is started, WAMP server, and now it is started. I will quickly go to and open my www folder. Look at it right here, my www folder. When I open it, I will just copy my Framework 7 folder, the folder of the app we are building. We'll just move it from desktop where it is and copy it. Look at it, sample 7. I'll just copy. And if we do this, we will never need phone gap again. We'll never need this this software for this app again. It's only when we want to create a new app. So we just want to use another server because the phone gap, it doesn't, we change sometimes you change something, the change will not reflect. That's why I don't like it. Okay, so we go to our WAMP server www folder and paste our Framework7, our new app folder. I'll just say paste. So now that is pasted, we called it sample app. Look at it here, sample app 7. So we can continue our manipulation from here, and to do that we'll just visit this URL from our browser. Since our WAMP server is already running, we'll just call it that sample app 7 www. I've copied it. We'll go to our browser, and what we have is you type localhost. As long as your WAMP server is on and running, type localhost, then you type the name of the app you're talking about. Our own is sample app 7. Then we are talking about the, just hit enter, then select the www folder. Oops, what are we missing? Yeah, just make sure that you navigate up until the www folder, otherwise you may just get this error in some versions of WAMP server. So we hit the www folder, and it will open this file, the index.html file. This is the file it will open first. So with that being settled, as you can see, we have a blank page because we've removed the index.html. So in this tutorial, let's see if we can quickly create the layout that we discussed in the other tutorial. Alright, first things first, what you want to work out is the views. We'll create the views, div. In Framework7, everything is in classes, class, and call it views. Okay, and excuse me, I just want to make sure that this is the appropriate size for your screen. I'll close some of these guys. Okay, yeah, oops. Yeah, views. Remember the diagram we had in the previous tutorial? We have another div that we can call view, class view. And remember, our view must always have view main. The class is view. Then we also have another class that we can call view main. Just to tell the app that this is the main view of the page. Then the next thing we want to do is to create another div that we'll call pages class, and we'll call it pages. Remember, it's in pages that we have to indicate whether we want our navbar to be fixed and whether we want our toolbar to be fixed. Okay, we can also tell our toolbar to be at the bottom. Okay, the next thing we want to have is that we have one more div that we call page. Remember in the diagram, one more div that we call page class. We can call it page. If you notice how it is, this is the plural, this is singular, plural, singular, and inside the page div we have one more attribute that we can call data page. That this is giving this page a name. The name of this page is what? Index. And that being sorted out, the next thing we want to do is to create the navigation bar. So this is now the page. We'll create a navigation bar. Remember this, guys. I just want to compare so you see what we've done. We have views. This is views. We have view. This is view and then view main. We have pages, and this is it. We have page, and we're going to create this guy and this guy. Then we'll create this guy. So hey, we do this simply by saying div. Yeah, we can say the class is navbar. That's the navigation bar, the top navigation bar, and the div inside it we can create a navbar inner class inner. Like I said, you don't need to memorize this. Just go to the website and see how you can customize your navbars hijack the code and paste in your app, then modify. Alright, when you use it for some time, you'll be able to memorize it. So inside the navbar inner, we have a div, and we have it, call it class. It should be in the center, the name of the app. So we can now put the title of the app. Our title of center. So this is our title of the app. At the top menu should be sample app. Okay, we can just say, hey, this is a great sample app 7. So when someone opens our app, they will see it at the top. Then the next thing we want to do is to handle our toolbar. We can say div, and the attribute of the div, we can say class toolbar. Then inside the toolbar, we can start doing other crazy stuff like div, class, just like in the navbar, just identical. We have toolbar inner, and inside the toolbar inner, we will start adding some controls, some links the guy can use for his toolbar. A link. So far, we will not add anything in the link. We just use a hash. And the next thing is we just give it a class and tell it, hey, this is a link. The class is link. Then you can say, hey, link 1, and so on, link 2, link 3, link 2, and link 3. Alright, I hope you're following. And the last thing we will do under our toolbar is to actually start adding the page contents. And the page content is inside a div that we call class page content. So inside our page content, we can start adding all the crazy stuff in the world. Let's just create a paragraph and say we can start adding all the crazy stuff in the world of apps. Okay, and maybe let's just put one more link, and we'll create one more link just for fun. Okay, we have a very basic app structure here. Very basic, and I hope you understand it's quite easy. No need to memorize. Go to the site, search out navbar, and see the code for navbar and all the possible variables you can have there. Then search out toolbar, see all the codes for toolbar, and then it's just that simple. So what we'll do now is to go and check. Make sure you've saved. I've already saved. My finger saved without asking me for permission. I've saved. So look at our app page. As you can see, it's still white and empty. So we reload. Now we've reloaded. What do we have? A wonderful app with 3 links at the top. So what we can do is to view it as an app. So you click on inspect element, and something will pull up at the bottom of your screen. As you can see at the bottom of our screen, we have something pulled up. What you will do is to look at this icon. If you are using for some screens, some browsers, this guy that put up at the bottom will appear at the right corner. So all you just have to do is look for this icon. This icon is toggle device mode. You click on it. It converts the page into an app. So this now looks like a phone screen. So we can refresh. Are you familiar with these guys? We have an app name. Then we have 3 links here. Alright, if we wanted the link to be at the bottom, it's a toolbar. If we want it to be at the bottom, we can we can tell the toolbar where to be. Okay, toolbar bottom, then we'll refresh, save, and we'll refresh. Oops, sorry, that's not where the class should be. The class should be right here at the toolbar bottom. We save, it should be right here, and the toolbar. We'll tell the toolbar. I hope you understand what I'm doing. In the toolbar class, we just quickly tell it to be at the bottom. Hi toolbar, we want you to be at the bottom, not directly under the navbar. So refresh, And basically that solves our problem. So we have our app here with name at the top, then toolbar at the bottom, and with 3 links. So this is a basic app structure. We can change all these colors, I tell you. Any of these colors can be changed. Thank you very much, and let us see in the next tutorial for 1 or 2 more crazy stuff. This is your first app. Alright, thank you. See you in the next tutorial.